Hello and welcome to Database Management Systems. This is going to be the first of a series of tutorials I'll be doing, and this first tutorial is going to be an intro to MySQL Workbench. We'll be using MySQL Workbench for all our database practicals. Okay, so what you are seeing at the moment on my screen is the initial interface you encounter after you've successfully installed and opened MySQL Workbench. On the interface, we have three main functionalities there. We have the dolphin symbol with a barrel. Okay, so this is where we are presently, and we'll be able to enter connections and create our databases. Then the next one is for modeling databases. So here you can actually design the structure of your database, the schema, the tables. You can draw them here, and this is the part where you can convert your entity relationship model. You know, when you are starting database, you have to design a conceptual structure of the database, that is using the entity relationship diagrams. We will do that in our final week. Yeah, so once we do that, you can transfer that model into a model that is understood by MySQL Workbench, and you can do that right here. Then the other function here is for migration. So here you'll be able to migrate your databases and so on. All right, so let's stick to the first one where we have the dolphin and the barrel. Okay, so now once you get there, you can create connection. At the moment, I have a connection there. So initially, when you are installing during the configurations, you are allowed to create a connection. So that will be what the local instance MySQL. That's the username is root, and then yeah, it's a local host. All right. I don't want to use this connection. You can create as many connections as possible. All right, and for different purposes. So yeah, if you have different things you want to do, different projects you want to do, you create different connections for them. Yeah, I think it's more organized that way. So let's get our connection here. Once you click on the plus sign, the dialog opens and you give their connection name. So I'll just call this one DB300. So DB 300. All right, so okay, DB300, done. That is the name of the connection. Let's hit OK, and then the connection is right here, DB300. Now we can jump into this connection. So you can see that they are asking me to provide a password. Let me see if I remember the password. So normally I'll advise you to check this particular box here, see if password involved. All right, yeah. Luckily, I was able to remember my password. Okay, so there are quite a number of tables here already. I just want to get rid of them because we'll be doing things from we're doing everything from scratch. So let me delete the existing tables already. So if you are starting this for the first time, you are not going to see these tables that I was just closing. Okay. All right, so this is how it will look like when you first enter the connection. Yeah. So let's familiarize ourselves with the interface here. So yeah, this is the home tab. You can always use it to go back to the previous page, and below that we have what we call the menu bar. So the menu bar has a number of menu items there, from file, edit, view, query, database, server, scripting, and so on. All right, so right below the menu bar, you also have the quick toolbar. So these are some quick tools that are useful, yeah, on my SQL Workbench, and then you're going to be using them a lot. So they've created a bar for those quick tools as well, especially the very first one here, that is the scripting tool. We use it to create a new script. Yeah, so at the middle of the page here, or the editor here, we have a script. So this is a SQL file. That is a script or an SQL file. Yeah, so you can always create more scripts using this particular quick tool here. So let me close this script and then I'll open a new script. So that is where you actually do your SQL coding. Yeah, all the commands we'll be writing them right here. Okay. So now coming down, you have what we call the navigator. So the navigator pane is here, and with the navigator, it has two views. So what we are seeing currently is the schema view, and we also have what the administration view. So the administration view will allow you to do some management stuff or look at the performance of what your database is. Yeah, but for now, let's stick to the schema view. So once you open your database, make sure that you go to the schema view, such that you can see your schemas or your databases. So at the moment, I just have two schemas. We have the circular schema and the world schema. So anytime we create a new schema or a new database, it will be added to this list of schemas we have already. All right, going down further, you have what? Sorry, going down further, you have what we call the information pane. So the information pane has two views here. We have the object info view and then the session view. The object info will only display information of what selected database objects, and then there's the session view also what displays session information. All right. So now let's shift to the right below. We have what we call the output pane. The output pane displays the output of whatever executions or whatever commands you have run on your workbench. So it will indicate the time, the action, and then if there are errors, it will indicate it and then try to point to the error so that you can be able to fix it. You'll find that this particular output pane is really useful. Yeah. Then going up to the far right, at the middle far right, we'll have what we call SQL additions. Yeah, so yeah, we have to disable this part because yeah, for started, I think you don't need it. Yeah, for starters, I think you don't need it. So we are going to get rid of it just to create more space. Yeah, for our scripts, to create more space for our script. So I'm just going to untoggle it by clicking this button here, these beautiful buttons you have there with the white and blue parts of it. So click on the end one here, and then your SQL additions is gone. Okay, you can also turn off the output when it is necessary. If you need more space, yeah, as you develop your databases to a point, you will be needing more and more space. Or if your screen is particularly small, then you need more space. You can turn off the output pane, and whenever you execute something, you can turn it on by clicking it back. Okay. All right, then the navigation pane as well. If it becomes so necessary, you can turn that one off as well. So you only have the script. Yeah, because you may not be using the navigator whilst you are writing your commands. Yeah, so you can as well turn that one off, and then if you need to navigate, then you turn it on. So at the moment, the entire screen is reserved for the script, and then you can go ahead and write your SQL commands here. Okay. So that is just about it. So let me turn on the navigator, and then I also turn on the output. So I think yeah, this should be the standard way, and you can always leave it this way and then turn off the navigator or the output as and when you need to do that. So Okay, so we are going to stop this video here. It was just an intro, just to take you through and make you familiar with the Workbench features. I think there is one more thing I can talk about here. The execution buttons. Yeah, we have three of them there. The first one is when you want to execute an entire script, then you use the first one. And the second one is when you are executing a line. That is when you use the second execution icon here. Yeah, also the last one, I mean, if you want to explain the execution process, you use that one. Okay, yeah, so if you want an explanation, so yeah, we shouldn't bother ourselves so much with this one. Let's stick to the first two. Yeah, I'll tell you when to use the first one, but the middle one, most of the time you should be using that, and you should get used to that. Later on, I'll be telling you shortcut keys to use to for the various what executions here. But for now, let's get used to these particular ones, and then we can go to the shortcut keys later. And then you can always save your script, so you can open as many scripts as you want, and each script you can always save it here. And at times you may need to call a previous script that you have saved, then you can do that here as well. So let's make it really short, and then mm, I'll be seeing you in the next tutorial, such that we can begin to create our databases, activate them, and begin to create tables in the databases. All right, see you in the next clip.